What's up, dudes? Max here with an update to Mortal Kombat X and what's potentially going to be happening with Kombat Pack 2. There was a recent announcement that the big ESL tournament information is going to be happening pretty soon, later this week actually, and we're going to be getting some details about Kombat Pack 2 around that same time. Now, some of you guys might have remembered we had our speculation videos talking about the characters that could show up in Kombat Pack 2, but something really interesting showed up on Ed Boon's Twitter the other day. Ed was tweeting in regards to an alien meme picture, which is a xenomorph we all know from Aliens, and it was a cute, a funny picture, and at the same time, he left a hashtag like alien confirmed, or something along those lines. Now, this looks like an obvious troll attempt, and many people would immediately disregard this as a troll attempt, but if you look at the history of what Ed has done within his Twitter as far as teasing people in regards to characters in Mortal Kombat X, pretty much 9 times out of 10, it actually leads to a character eventually being in the game. And even though it might be extremely trolly and we don't make sense of what's going on at the time, it ends up being true. This was the case for the Predator, this was the case for Tremor, this was the case for Jason. There was a lot of characters that can actually represent this within the Kombat Pack, and other things that were talked about, like Jade a lot of the time, were mostly hinting that she was not going to be there, that she was dead, but she was there in some physical form, which was in a katana variation. Now, there's a lot of trolling to be had, but at the same time, I'm kind of speculating at the moment, and this is speculation, but I firmly believe with like 90% that there is going to be a xenomorph or an alien in Kombat Pack 2. Now, we might immediately disregard this because it is the trolling. You know, this was one of those troll attempts, even though he just did say hashtag alien confirmed and there was no question mark or anything. There's no screenshot, it's just a meme. But at the same time, Ed has been found to tweet a lot, and I mean probably in instances of 4 or 5 times, alien pictures or alien memes or things that have xenomorphs in them over the past 6 months. And you would assume that that much trolling wouldn't last very long, but he kept doing it, which makes me think that this is a possibility. There could very much be a xenomorph in Kombat Pack 2, and as much as people might not want that to be the case with another guest character, we want to get our robots, we want to get Smoke, we want to see Noob Saibot and all those other characters that we all love. At the same time, it does make sense to have a second guest character because the license agreements, copyrights, and the rights of the Alien and Predator franchises over at 20th Century Fox are pretty much done out of the same office. Those characters are kind of tied together between the same marketing ideals, and it would make total sense that if Predator was to show up within Mortal Kombat X, that they possibly signed another deal for the Alien as well. And that also makes perfect sense because now you have the 2 most threatening creatures in the galaxy in fiction, technically, fighting each other in Mortal Kombat. And that's a marketing spin dream. That makes a lot of sense in my eyes to kind of promote the future of combat packs. Aliens movies are really popular. I'm pretty sure the Predator was an extremely popular character, and a lot of people played him because he was very good when he came out. So I think this is what leads me to my 90% that this is real. Now, I also want this to be real because many of you know this, many of you probably don't. Aliens is my favorite movie of all time. The sequel to Alien, I really like the first Alien, but right next to the Back to the Future, I think Aliens is a near perfect film. But what can you do with a xenomorph? It's essentially a very fast bug with a tail. And that's kind of the things you need to think about between the 3 different variations. How would they make a xenomorph look in these games? Because in terms of Mortal Kombat, there's not a lot of monster characters. The only one that I can really think of, or the only few, are characters like Goro and characters like Reptile and Kintaro, and the best example is most likely Motaro from way back in the past. There are characters that can represent the monster style in the game, which makes me think it can work, but that's kind of the challenge of doing a xenomorph. It'd be extremely challenging to make it look really cool, to have him climb all over the place and stalk you and do all this crazy stuff that xenomorphs would do. How do you flesh out a bunch of special moves and combos for what essentially is an alien? And I think a lot of it would come down to what Reptile does with his acid spit and stuff like that. They already figured a lot of what you can do with an acid style move, and I would say that a lot of the stuff stuff that didn't make it into Reptile could potentially make it into an Alien-style character. Either way, it's food for thought. We're going to get a lot more information in regards to Kombat Pack 2 a lot sooner than I thought. That's going to be coming up in the next week or so. So stay tuned, guys. More Mortal Kombat X coverage very soon, and let me know what you think about all this trolly nonsense that Ed has been spitting out about an alien character in MKX. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.